All right, guys. So as you know, we have a lot of students that have joined the Mastermind in the past year that we've opened up. I have here one of my personal friends and student as well. He actually started trading with me back in 2019 together. He left trading for a little while, but he has recently come back. He did last year one of my in-person classes, and then recently he did one of my Mastermind classes back in May. And he's been able to actually get funded $38,000 in payouts so far over across 3 funded accounts, 3 different companies, right? Andy, glad to have you here. So the reason why you're here is because I want to see what's different from you and everybody else. Like, you know, tell us about your journey with trading, first of all.
Well, I think basically what's different from me and everybody else so far that has just started is just time. You know, been doing this for a while, been doing it for like 5 years. We started doing options back then. And now I switched over to forex for about a year now. And I've learned a lot, bro. You know, I've lost a lot of money, lost a lot of funded challenges. So I think it's just at the time that I'm figuring myself out. You know, I did an in-person class with you first, and then I did the last Mastermind, and I can just say that right after doing these things, it just gets better and better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get some more education and some more perspective into the real trading. Thankfully, I know you personally, so you know I get more of an insight of what really goes on.
So when it comes to trading, right? You recently, after the Mastermind, if you've been funded already about 3 times with 3 different companies. What are those companies so far?
So I started first with Alpha.
Right.
I did the Funded Trader and my forex funds. I'm actually getting funded right now with FTMO as well. Oh, nice. So I mean, those already they get paid out about $38,000 already. You know. Wow. So you know, just trying to keep going on.
How do you? Like, what's your mindset passing these challenges? Like, what do you look for as far as, like, do you find that it's easy now? Or, because I know we had a conversation the other day, you told me that you feel very confident about your trading, especially after passing the Mastermind and going through that. What's changed? Like, I know you started trading a year ago. From a year ago to now, I feel like you're a lot more confident in your trading.
I do find it more easy, but the problem is that I find it more easy because I'm not rushing things. You know what I'm saying? I figure that time is going to pass no matter what. So I'm not rushed to pass this funding challenges in 3 days or 5 days. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually taking my time, compounding every move that I get. And that's just allowing me to be a lot more calm when it goes to the charts and not be so, you know, jumpy once I'm stepping in it. Like, that's something that affected me right at the beginning, that I always wanted to be on the trade. Something that I figure out now after the Mastermind and everything coming from you, that I don't have to be on a trade 24/7. You know, right now I just go find my support, find my resistance, and wait for it to hit.
Yeah, so less is more, essentially, just like the Mastermind.
100%.
And what's your strategy right now? Like, what is it you look for, especially in the challenges? Because challenges are obviously a little harder. The drawdown is different than a regular account. So what's your strategy to pass all these challenges in such a short period of time and get all these payouts in the last 5-6 months?
So especially for the challenges, man, I just go on higher time frames so I get a better support and resistance, because I just base everything just on price action, basically. You know, I threw away all the indicators and everything like that, so I just base out of price action, straight, you know, support and resistance. So I do it on higher time frames, just like the daily and the 4 hours, basically, just to draw out what's basically what works best for me. Right. And out of that, I just wait, man. I'm being a lot more patient. I just waiting when to take the trade. Like you said, with the funding challenges, you know, we got drawdown. We got about 5% that we could take on a daily. So I don't try to even take about 3% of the drawdown. So for that, I gotta be patient to be able to do it.
Got it. You know what I'm saying? So you actually wait. So you actually don't even let it get near 5. You actually cut it off around 3%.
Yeah, I know, because it doesn't make sense to actually go so much in drawdown. You're just trying to live to see the next day. You know what I'm saying? To be able to trade the next day, and that's what it is. I mean, a lot of people get so caught up, and I did too back then, trying to pass these challenges so fast that that's how you blow it. You know, you're trying to do it, and then you actually get funded, and then you still blow it, because it's happened to me a couple of times. Yeah. So right now, I'm just trying to focus on not going back to those old habits. Time is going to pass regardless, and that's basically what I focus on.
What tips would you give like a brand new trader, somebody who just starting out in trading right now?
I would just say trade small and have a lot of patience. It's hard for you to do so, but just patience, you know what I'm saying?
Because you've been trading for about a year now at forex, and one question that I get asked a lot is, how long will it take me to become profitable? You've been trading for about a year, so how would you answer that question?
It all depends on the person's mentality and the person's psychology, basically. I feel like, just like you said before too, trading is like 80% psychology, 20% actual trading.
Actual trading, yep.
So that's a big percentage, when it comes to you. So it's all about the person. You got it down packed way faster than I did. Right. We basically started trading together back then with options, and you blew up. And right now is when I feel like I'm getting the hang of it being profitable and doing the things that I see that are just profitable traders do. So it's not that it's not doable; it's 100% doable.
That it takes time.
It takes time, but it just depends on who the person is. To me, I'm very patient. So trading brings out the real you, your character, who you are. Yep. If you're impatient, if you're not, if you're actual patient person. And I've had to work on those things to be able to make it work. And it's helped me not just on trading, but also on my business,
Right. Yeah, I feel like trading, like one thing about trading is that is like what we're talking about, it brings out, it's going to teach you a lot about yourself. It's going to teach you a lot about who you are psychological-wise. It's going to teach you about who you are because when money's involved, everybody's character comes out, right? Even like when it comes to like losing money, nobody wants to lose money, so losing money is going to teach you, like, can you handle that type of stress? Making money is going to teach you, can you handle that type of stress as well? Because making money is stressful as well, believe it or not. It has its own, in its own ways. And it's going to teach you a lot of, like you said, patience, right? Like trading for me, I've always been a very impatient person. So trading has taught me a lot of patience just because you learn to get burned a lot. So as you go through trading and you get burned so many times, you learn that the more you trade, the more you get burned. So it's kind of like a kid that puts his hand on the hot stove. He does it a couple of times, then he stops doing it. He's like, okay, this is burning me. I've had enough. Yeah. So it's the same thing. You start to sit back and now learn to be a sniper. You take those good entries that really pay you out, that are really worth it, instead of taking every single entry that you see. Instead of, like, I've seen traders that literally have a P&L in a day that looks like my monthly P&Ls. Like, I think last month in August we did 70% return, which is insane. And one of the best months I've had. And I think there was only 22 trades that I did overall. That's about a trade a day only. Think about it. It's only 22 business days in a month. So about one trade a day. And that's pretty much it. With a high return like that, you don't need much, You don't need much.
Yeah, it's all about, like I said, man, I remember one time I did the offer. I was doing the challenges, and I remember I got 3 challenges in a day.
Wow.
Just trying to
burn them.
Just trying to do it. I was so impatient. I was just like, I just want to get this shit done. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't get you anywhere.
Right. What have you learned from the Mastermind? Because I feel like so you feel like the Mastermind is what really pushed you right recently, like gave you that refresh.
Yeah, 100%, man. I feel like education is very imperial on this. You need it because right after you get out of a course or an in-person class or the Mastermind, like, you're fresh and you want to attack these charts with everything that you learned.
Right.
So you gotta, like, basically just say to yourself, if I did so good right after taking this classes, how can I just maintain myself on that same route?
Yep.
Not get greedy, not let your ego go to the roof just because you made a couple of winning trades. So just coming right out of the Mastermind, that happened for me, and I just took it with me. You know what I'm saying? I took it with me, and I said, I'm start compounding little by little. Started passing these challenges. Started passing it. The greatest feeling is passing it and getting paid. Yep. Once that happens, you're like, shit, this is real.
Yeah.
This could happen.
And that's the idea with the Mastermind. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, the idea is to have 100 people that I teach how to trade, and not only teach how to trade, but I want to see their results. I want people to have stories like yours where they got paid out over $38,000 in payouts on funded companies, which is extremely hard. One thing is getting paid, like a withdrawal on your own account. One thing is like funded company. Funded company is extremely hard. So you being able to do it across 3 different funded companies in the last few months and getting about $38,000, that's actually very, very impressive. So the idea with the Mastermind is I want everybody to do that. Obviously, at the end of the day, not everybody is going to survive in trading. Trading is definitely not an easy sport. It is a mental sport, but it's definitely not an easy sport. It's not for everybody. Some people are going to make it. Some people are not going to make it. You've been trading for about a year now, forex. You can tell, obviously, you have your ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster of mental emotions. But as you can see, right, you've been hanging around with me a little bit more lately. As you can see, right, you kind of have like, when you adopt a mindset of other people, like that are successful, that kind of, and I was talking to my guys earlier about that, you know, you can never be egotistic. If you have somebody else who's doing better than you, who is doing what they're supposed to do, adopt their mindset and then implement it with your own, and then you get results like what you're getting.
All this is gonna bring you being surrounded with the right crowd is being motivated.
Exactly.
If you're that one person that's a go-getter and wanna do better for yourself, you only could get motivated.
And that's the purpose of the mastermind. It's not only to teach you like trading, but with the mastermind is I'm teaching you my mindset, my psychology, which is the most important thing with trading. Like I said, 80% is psychology, 20% is actually trading. You know, at 80% psychology, I built over 5-6 years. I'm implementing that 5-6 years of experience, and I'm throwing it to 100 people in a 2-3 week span. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, and but it's once again, it's up to the person too, man. Yep. Because anybody could take 1 million classes, they could listen to 1 million podcasts or read 1 million books. Yep. But if you don't actually put it to work, put it like follow what they're teaching you, like it's not gonna work, you know. But so everybody should be, you know, having their mind that they gotta follow what they learn from the mastermind. Yeah, definitely is a great.
What does your trading routine look like right now? Like what do you do to prepare?
My first thing to prepare for trading is seeing the news. You know, making sure that there's no news coming out that day. If there's news, I just won't trade at all. Okay. You know, I think I'm still a little bit too new to be able to, you know, go like on CPIs and stuff like that. So I try to stay away from that. Every day I go and draw new supports and resistance. Right. And then I just wait. I'm patient. I wait for my trade to come up from like about 8 to 11. After that, if nothing has come up,
then you stop trading.
Yeah.
So you're basically adapting everything that I taught in the mastermind, because that's basically how I trade. It's been working for you.
I mean, we did the first in-person class. Like I said, I got it for like the first 2 weeks, and then it went down here from there. Right. So after having this mastermind, I said, you know, if I did this before and now I'm doing it again, then I just got to stick with it. You know what I'm saying? I just got to keep following the plan and just keep going ahead with it.
So you do 4-hour market structure, you do support and resistance or supply and demand, whatever you want to call it, in the 4-hour market structure, and then you execute on the 15 minutes.
15 minutes, yeah. Okay. 15 to 30 minutes I execute on those.
Perfect. And that's been working out for you for these funding challenges. And then you're risking, how much are you risking per trade on these funding challenges?
2%.
2%. 2% per trade?
2% overall.
Oh, 2% overall. So you never actually let it overall even get to like 3%, 4%?
No. I try not to. I'm trying not to blow these accounts, man. You know what I'm saying? I work hard to be able to get to where they're at. And honestly, if you're patient enough and you believe in the market structure that you put for yourself, there shouldn't be any reason for it. Yeah.
So you're really risking,
if it goes against it, like just let the trade go. It's definitely going the other way. Like,
so you're really risking like probably 0.5% per trade.
0.5% per trade.
Yeah, 0.5%.
And I'm taking about 100K challenges. Is
right. 100K challenges. Hey, listen, like I said, $38,000 might not sound like a lot of money, but when you're taking 100K challenges, you've done 10-15% of these accounts in a month. So that's a really good percentage. You know, $38,000 on, let's say, a multiple account challenge, like I said, it's 10 to 15% per account. So that's a good return on a monthly basis, making 10-15% of your money. If you have $1 million, you're making 150K, 200K. So it's good numbers. Well, thank you to have you here. So I just wanted to get some perspective on what you've been going through lately. I'm going to interview a lot of other students as well that have been passing challenges lately, and I've been getting funded. I've done withdrawals. I just want to be, you're the first one, obviously, that we interview, but thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing, like, you know, your journey so far.
100%. I appreciate it.
And we'll definitely see a lot more of you coming soon.